joining me now on La Programme is star Ellen Page and director David Cage. Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Excited to finally have Ellen on the show. David and I have talked a lot about you. Now we finally have you on the show. But just to rehash and give her a pat on her back, David, why was Ellen so perfect for this role?
Because she's incredibly talented. She's really an amazing actress, and she was the perfect fit for the role. I really wrote the script with a face in mind and with a voice in mind. And after a year of writing, I really realized that I wrote a role for her.
Right.
So when I was done with the script, I just sent her the script with a nice letter saying, "Hey, would you please consider?" And we met, and this is how it happened.
I imagine if that accent was in that letter, you were like, yeah, no problem. That's adorable. It's totally fine. And let's talk about creating the role of Jodie. Now, I know we spoke a little bit beforehand about what's harder for you, and you said this is pretty challenging. So how did you approach it, differently than you would one of your other roles?
Well, it's funny because I just didn't know how to approach it. You come up with this incredible amount of material that you have to accomplish in a very short amount of time. I mean, David's written this incredible 2,000-page script.
Sure.
And so first of all, you're just overwhelmed strictly by the material, let alone this new dynamic of going into an atmosphere that is completely, no sets whatsoever. Everything is just pure, raw imagination.
Right.
And on top of that, no matter what the emotional magnitude of a scene, you could be doing it in multiple different ways, of course, as in regards to how the player chooses to go. And so, kind of navigating this whole new way of creating story and creating an interactive story was kind of mind-boggling. And the only way to do it, honestly, was to sort of just jump, just jump right in. And I was fortunate to, work with someone like David, who was just
so great,
incredible director and an
Right.
incredible guide, and and it was a matter of just going for it.
Right. Now, you read the stories about actors that take on these roles where there's a lot of emotion involved, and they can't get away from it. They take it home with them. They're depressed all day. Jodie seems super angry all the time in everything we've seen. Were you just really upset for 4 months?
No, and to be honest, it's our days are nonstop, and then I'd go back to where I was staying, and I would just obsessively be trying to get all the dialogue in my head for the next day, wake up early before I got picked up to get it all in my head,
Right.
So to be honest, it was just sort of living and breathing it a bit, not to the extent that this man does. I don't understand when he sleeps. I don't understand when he eats. I don't understand how he... But, so he works a heck of a lot. He works so hard, but but that's what I love about this job, is just losing yourself and completely diving into a project.
Right. So, David, my last question for you then. You've worked with a lot of phenomenal people. Now, Ellen, you can add to your resume as well. What's the one takeaway from crafting a game with a Hollywood talent like Ellen? What was different about that? Just quickly, if you could, a couple seconds.
In a couple of seconds?
Yes. She's great. I love her.
Okay, yeah, I could say that, definitely. No, it's just amazing because you imagine the scene when you write it, and having people with that talent on stage just gives you exactly the voice that you had in mind, give you exactly the emotion that you wanted. So it's a very fantastic experience for me, after having worked with David Bowie, working with Ellen is just amazing.
Your life is not bad, is what you're saying.
No, it's okay.
Great. Well, thank you guys so much. The game looks amazing, and thank you for finally coming and talking to us as well. The performance looks great. We look forward to seeing Beyond Two Souls later on.